我是罗拉链小森罗拉。从这一集我们开始一系列有动作训练，但它是能应用在实际生活之中的，让大家把 functional movement， 也就是常常翻译作功能性训练，实际应用在生活之中，提升你的工作效率和生命价值。来自纽西兰的 Olivia 是一位致力于女性全方位健康的教练和运动员。2015年年底，在 CrossFit 巴克斯认识她，她散发出来的气质非凡，不但是一个 CrossFit 教练、个人体能教练，也是美国营养与行为改变机构 Precision Nutrition 的认证教练哦。2016年年底，我在开lululemon台湾第一家店的时候，有幸邀请Olivia担任我们品牌大使。至今，她持续与lululemon在这个社区，让更多的人创造更美好的未来。今年现在 Olivia 致力于 women empowerment， 启发女性由内而外的散发光芒。那现在就让我们欢迎 Olivia 为大家破除对健身运动生活的迷思吧。Yay, welcome, Olivia.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you so much for having me, Lola. So I have been living in Taiwan now for just over 3 years. And I'm originally from New Zealand. And in Taiwan, I'm a female health and performance specialist coach. I also work with a couple of men as well, but primarily female clients now. I also coach CrossFit, and I work with people with nutrition and lifestyle habits as well. Before I came to Taiwan, I was also a personal trainer in New Zealand. So I've been doing it for a wee while now, and it came from my interest in training when I started competing in figure competitions in bodybuilding. Then eventually found CrossFit and started competing in CrossFit. And now I use CrossFit and my own kind of variation with that for my own training now, which is really just focused on health and longevity and balance in my body and my mind.
So awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder what's bring you to Taiwan.
Yeah, my fiance Edward, he is a journalist. He works for the Financial Times, and he actually got a couple of scholarships to come and learn Chinese for a year because he was really interested in Asia politics, business, and reporting on that. So he did intensive Chinese for a year. Then he worked with the Newslands, and now he's with the Financial Times. So that brought us here, and I was quite reluctant in the beginning because of my business at home, but now I couldn't imagine being anywhere else, and we just absolutely love it here. And the opportunities that have come up have been amazing, especially the health and fitness industry in Taiwan. I mean, when we came 3 years ago, it was different to what it is now. I mean, the last few years it has evolved so much, especially within CrossFit growing and expanding, so many CrossFit gyms now, and even within female training and women getting more interested in weight training and stepping away from just doing running and becoming more interested in these kind of things, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, so excited to hear about that.
Yeah.
So I think the Taiwanese audience would love to hear about, so what exactly functional movement is?
Yeah, so functional movement, it's a really big piece of CrossFit, right? A lot of the functional movement kind of stuff has stemmed from CrossFit, but basically it is doing stuff in the gym that makes you more awesome out of the gym. So meaning that you're doing things in the gym that are helping you with everyday life out of the gym. So you can run faster, you can pick up your kids, you can pick up heavy boxes and not hurt yourself. You can climb out of a building with a rope if you need to, all these things. And that's really, everyday gym goers, that really should be what they're focusing on. If they're not doing specific kind of training for a bodybuilding competition or, sports or whatever, and just thinking about being healthy and fit, we want to be incorporating functional movements so that they are living to their full potential and they're living in their full capacity every day outside of the gym.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What would you suggest people when they wanted to start? How could they start with best practice?
Yeah, with anyone starting any kind of fitness protocol or regime, or if you're new to the gym, or if you're wanting to transition from running and going into doing more weight training or functional kind of stuff, always finding a good coach, knowing, seeking someone out that knows what they're talking about, that knows how to teach you how to move correctly, and in a way that is individualized for you, because we really need to think about longevity with our health and fitness, right? I mean, it's great to have body composition goals, that's awesome, everybody wants to look better, but when it comes to moving well, and moving properly, pain-free, being able to enjoy life out of the gym, it's about learning how to move properly by someone that knows what they're doing. So definitely finding a coach or finding a really good facility to learn in is the best advice I'd give, I think. Yeah.
That's awesome, which means you can go find you.
Yeah, totally.
Where could we find you then?
So I teach CrossFit at CrossFit Baker. We were the first CrossFit gym in Taiwan. And now there's, it's grown so much, which is great, but we've got amazing coaches that are really highly educated, really knowledgeable about, best movement practices. And I coach CrossFit there, and I see clients one-on-one there as well, and also at the Taipei American Club, where I see clients one-on-one. Yeah.
Then what if you got occupied with a lot of clients, like any other partners we could seek up, or maybe you are rolling out a new program so we can have like the people who wants to coach with you can get benefits from?
Yeah, for sure. So I am definitely pretty busy with my one-on-one clients, but I do online training with people as well, and so that is individualized programming every week, and that includes, with all of my clients, whether they're online or in person, it's also looking at lifestyle factors as well. So to live a healthy life, to make body composition goals, to get into kind of more functional fitness, anything, to make any kind of change, looking at what is happening with your lifestyle is super important as well. So that's a big focus of what I do with clients. So looking at sleep, looking at nutrition, looking at stress levels, looking at relationship with yourself and people around you, all these kind of things I look at as well, no matter what kind of goal my clients have.
Yeah. I love that. Recently you started a Facebook group and then getting more on social media, talking about the healthy lifestyle should look like and how incorporate functional movement into your life. I would love to learn about what's your vision and goals.
Yeah. So with going more sort of online, I'm developing my online business, but also my whole goal with everything I'm doing is just to add value. If I can add value to people's lives by educating them on how they can make changes in their life, empower people to take responsibility for their own lives and for creating change in their life. And you know, that's my whole thing, is just adding value, and social media is just such a wonderful way to do that, to be able to reach more people. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing there. And you know, with the whole functional movement thing, I mean, that is kind of different to everybody. I mean, training is different to everybody because everybody has different goals, different needs, different history, different training background, you know, all this kind of stuff. So it really is about, you know, people understanding what they need to be doing for where they want to be going. But you know, for the everyday gym goer, like I said before, focusing on those, you know, functional movement patterns, you know, squatting and bending and pressing and pulling, then they're going to get the most bang for their buck. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Wherever you are in your journey with, you know, health and fitness, know that, you know, whatever roadblocks come up for you, you know, whether that be a schedule problem, or you know, you're feeling a bit bored with what you're doing, or you've got an injury or whatever, there's always a way around things. And it's just about, like we were talking about before, taking action, you know, understanding that you control everything in your life, you control all of your decisions. Things may happen around you, but you can control how you're going to react to things. So say if you know, sprain your ankle, you know, that's a pretty annoying thing to happen, right? But you can control how you react to that and what you do to keep progressing yourself forward, although your path may veer off in a different sort of way for a while until you can come back. But I think that's the main thing, is just, you know, people understanding that they have the power within themselves to create whatever change they want to in their lives, to be the person that they want to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I just love talking to you.
Oh,
that's always so inspiring.
Oh, I could honestly just go on forever. I just love talking about this stuff. Yeah. When I first came to Taiwan, so I have quite a few clients that are local women, and they now have been with me. Most of these ladies, when I first started this, they're still with me now. They've been with me from the beginning, and you know, it took them a long time to trust me and trust what I was doing with them in regards to their training, so especially weight training. So, you know, I think a lot of Taiwanese women are, you know, frightened to lift weights, and frightened, not frightened, but maybe nervous about lifting weights and what might happen to their body, and sort of how to do it. So, and that's a common myth in, you know, everywhere in the world, actually, with women, right?
Yes.
But the thing is that weight training for women is not going to make you muscly. It's not going to make you bulky. It's not going to have any detrimental effects unless you're not doing it correctly, unless you don't have a good coach and you get injured, of course. But us as women, we just don't have the correct hormone profile to develop big muscles like men. And trust me, I try to develop big muscles and I cannot. So I think that's a really big thing for women. And also on that is that, you know, this idea of bulky. Do you understand what I mean by bulky? Have you seen that word? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, or like really, you know, big and muscular is completely subjective. You know, I mean, in English, this word bulky is talked about a lot, you know, women not wanting to be this bulky thing. But it's completely subjective, meaning that, you know, what I may consider bulky is very different to what Lola you consider bulky, you know. So this is where it's, it's so important that you stay true to who you are and what you want to do with your body, and not kind of comparing yourself to others and things like that. Basically, yeah, that's a big myth is women, it's a big thing in Taiwan is women not wanting to kind of do weight training, I think, for fear of maybe developing big muscles. But there is nothing bad about it and only wonderful, wonderful health benefits. And again, what I said before about thinking about longevity with our bodies, you know, sometimes we get too sort of focused on right now, which is great. I mean, we want to be present, right? But we also want to be thinking of our future selves. And as we age, weight training for women becomes even more important to stay mobile, to stay healthy for our bones, our joints, our ligaments. The more muscle we have, the better our blood is, the better our hormone profile is. You know, a plethora of health benefits comes from weight training as well. So it's not just an aesthetic thing for women. So I think, carrying on from what we were talking about with women before and weight training, not only is it essential for women for their health, but it's also such an important part for helping women gain confidence in themselves and understanding that they have this great ability to achieve and do wonderful things. So when we become physically strong, we become mentally strong, and doing weight training is obviously a really, really great way to do that. So I see this weekly with my clients when their weight increases or when they are, suddenly able to do a movement, that they couldn't do before, and that doesn't need to be a strength-based movement. I mean, I do gymnastics practices with my clients as well, or it could be a mobility or stretching kind of exercise that they are able to do an exercise without feeling pain anymore. All these things, creating a strong, stable body and having these kind of wins in the gym give women the ability to understand their capacity to do amazing things out of the gym as well. Like so many people, always commenting that they're able to handle their home life or their work life a lot better because of the mental strength that they're developing through their strength training in the gym. So that's a really, really important piece, and it honestly, nothing makes me happier than seeing women thrive in their lives and get physically stronger, with that as well. And women understanding what they are truly capable of so that they can live their full life, and that just comes from the gym to develop that confidence. So it's really awesome. There is a lot of stuff going around at the moment that these phrases like strong is the new skinny and things like this. I understand the intention behind that women can do what men can do, right? And that's a really great thing. But we need to be trained differently to men. We have very, very different hormone profiles, and that comes with, our monthly cycles and things like that. We've got very complicated bodies, and there's a lot of things that we need to specifically do to have strong, stable bodies, and that men don't really need to do. And everything else that goes into that with, women that have had children, postpartum, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's, that whole women can do anything men can do is really great. And of course we can, relatively speaking, but we do need to be trained differently. And even within that, every single woman is different. So this is why this piece of this idea of individualization is just so critical, because every woman has a different background, has a different lifestyle, has different likes, dislikes, has different medical conditions, has had a different pregnancy to another woman. All these things need to be taken into consideration. And so this is where working with finding a really good coach that understands all of this and is going to design programming that is specifically for you and what you need is just super, super important. Yeah.
Thank you for that. I think that is super helpful for women, especially normally when we didn't start training yet. We thought, well, just start somewhere, but it's actually there just some basic if we know in advance, that will help us a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
第一集的动作训练到这里结束喽。如果你喜欢我所创造的价值，欢迎订阅 YouTube 频道。如果你有更多的问题与留言，请到官网 Facebook 或 Instagram 与我联系。Olivia 的资讯会放在影片下方哦。我们下周见，拜拜。